A warm welcome to all the viewers. Today's session of Tourism and Hospitality Research, we will be learning about how to enter data into SPSS. For all beginners, SPSS stands for Statistical Package for Social Sciences. It's one of the most widely used softwares for data analysis in social sciences. So I am going to tell you two eminent and easy ways which you can follow to enter your data quite seamlessly into SPSS. Before starting, let us see a little bit about the history of SPSS. SPSS was launched in 1968 by three PhD students of Stanford University, California. It was acquired by IBM in 2009 and currently SPSS is in its version 30, which was launched in September 2024. In last video, when I talked about the constructs, dimensions, items and indicators, if you have not seen that video, you may go back to the playlist and see that video to understand what is a construct, a dimension and items of the dimensions for a study. So we are going to continue with the same study and I am going to tell you how to enter that data which you have fed it into Microsoft Excel and now you are ready for taking it into SPSS for the analysis. So our study was behavioral intention of tourists in gastronomic tourism. Each of the latent variables which are mentioned here in red has four observed variables, also known as indicators or items, which are reflective in nature and are measured on Likkert's 5-point scale, where 1 stands for strongly disagree, 3 for neutral and 5 for strongly agree. So this is the survey questionnaire build up, a sample which I showed you in my previous video on construct and dimensions. So once again, to recap the things, we can see here that food quality denoted by FQ1 without any spaces, because SPSS does not accept any of the coding, the name of the variable with the spaces. It only accepts an underscore. If you want to put an underscore, you can do that. But a better way is you frame it like the way I have shown you over here. One more advice over here is that whenever you are framing the coding, the code of observed variables, try to keep it as short as possible with 2 alphabets or 3 to the max and immediately put a numerical behind it, just like I have shown you FQ1, FQ2, FQ3 and FQ4. Similarly, if we see cultural authenticity, we have CA 1, 2, 3, 4. The food gave me insights into the local cuisine. I felt like I was experiencing traditional cuisine. The culinary experience was unique to the destination and the dishes reflected the heritage and customs of the area. So once again, you see here that all the items belonging to a particular dimension are reflective in nature. They reflect the nature of that dimension or also known as construct. So now we have understood how the questionnaire was built up, how the responses were taken. A respondent needs to take in any of the one options marked over here right from 1 to 5, which is a Likkert's 5-point scale. So now let us go to the Excel data sheet which will show us how we have got the responses. In case you are collecting the responses manually, then you have to enter it in Excel. Otherwise, if you have prepared a survey questionnaire using Google Forms, SurveyMonkey or any of the survey questionnaire forms, which also I have prepared a video on, you can go back and check a video on how to build a survey questionnaire using online tools. So here is the Excel sheet of the responses which I have got for this survey. This is a sample data which I am using to demonstrate you different data analysis techniques. So herein you see that the first column says case ID. So that is just to recognize the cases, identify the cases, the members or the respondents. Then I have these questions, 10 questions related to socio-demographic features of the sample. That is frequency of their travel, which hotel do they stay in, their occupation, their gender, their age group, their monthly income. These are known as socio-demographic characteristics of the respondents. So now, as you have understood, these 10 are demographic variables, and after that I have my 5 study latent variables with their indicators. So the first is FQ. So that is marked by FQ 1, 2, 3, 4, CA 1, 2, 3, 4, SQ 1, 2, 3, 4, VM 1, 2, 3, 4, that is value for money, and BI behavioral intention 1, 2, 3, 4. So I hope you are understanding and you are with me to recollect whatever we have discussed in previous videos. So this is how I've documented, I've recorded the data into my data sheet, Excel data sheet. Now is the time I want to take it to SPSS and start analyzing my data. But how to take it into SPSS? That is why this video is going to be quite important. Stay tuned, keep watching. The first way is you have two tabs over here. You see data view and variable view. Variable view means we have to enter our observed variables in these columns, and then the details of those variables, the type of variable, the label, the description of that variable, the values, missing, columns, align, measure and roll. So I'm going to explain you each one of them one by one. Say for example, the first one was case ID. Without any spaces, I enter case ID over here. So this is my first variable in the data sheet. Then I have occupation. For an instance, I have gender, I have monthly income. Without any space, I enter over here. So this is how I create the variables in the variable view. Okay, so these are socio-demographic variables: occupation, gender, monthly income. Now if I want to enter my study variables, FQ1, FQ2, FQ3, FQ4, this is the way I enter it over here. Now what should I do? I have to fill up these columns. The width has to be 8. Let it be like that. Type of variable numerical. Don't touch this thing. It is fine. Decimals. This is going to tell you that how many decimal spaces it will be reflecting when you enter your data into SPSS. So for 2 decimals, it's quite okay. Label. Say for example, FQ1 was food quality was good. FQ2 was food was served hygienically. This is the way I enter the labels for my variables. These are the statements shortened in a way to understand what does FQ1 means, what does FQ2 mean. After that, I go to this thing wherein SPSS presents me the measure. The measure in SPSS can be fed into 3 types of measurement scales. I have prepared a video on measurement scales also. You can go back and check on different measurement scale. The scale denotes continuous nature of variables, continuous variables, metric variables, which can be interval or ratio. Ordinal means they are categorical type of variables which are ordered. Nominal means that they are name based or purely categorical, just like we have occupation, gender, monthly income. So I will select over here nominal for the gender. Occupation, again I will select nominal. Monthly income, again I will select nominal because they are categories. When I come to FQ1, which I have to analyze in my data, so Likert happens to be ordinal as well as interval data. There is a good amount of debate on this topic, that whether Likert scale items should be taken as scale items into SPSS for analysis or ordinal items. We will be talking about it and discuss it detail in the coming videos. For now, you just understand that I am taking these Likert scale variables on scale. So I am taking them on scale, right? Because I'm saying that they depict interval. I'm assuming that the distance between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the options, the response options which I have given is equal. That's why I'm saying interval scale. Now, once I've fed this thing, I'll go to the data view, and you see here, whatever variables I filled in are here. Case ID, occupation, gender, monthly income, FQ1, 2, 3, 4. Everything is here. Now I need to enter my data. Say case ID 1, 2. So occupation, gender, monthly income, whatever I have coded in terms of nominal variable. For example, 1 stands for male, 0 stands for female. So I'll enter it like that in here, and this is the way I enter. Now monthly income and these FQ 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever responses I've got. So 1, 2, 3, in case I got the response as this for the first person, and for the second one I got this one. So these case IDs represent individual respondents. So this is case ID 1, individual respondent. What responses did I get from respondent number 1 on all the study variables? So this is how I do it. If I don't want this decimal place 1.00, because it does not mean anything for me, because my Likert scale says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's no scope of decimals. So what I will do is I'll go to the variable view, and this decimal place I'll reduce to 0. Now you'll see that there'll be no decimal place. So I'll reduce it to 0, and there'll be no decimal place. Let us go back to data view. Now you see 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 4, 4. This is the way I want my data. So this is one way wherein you can manually feed the data directly into SPSS. Now let us see another way which is quite fast and efficient, where we directly import the data with the variables into SPSS. So let us check out that. For that, we first delete whatever we have put in over here, like this. Just select them all and delete. Now my data sheet is clean, variable view is clean. Now what I need to do is I'll go to file, I'll go to import data. So when I go to import data, I get different options. It's good that SPSS accepts data in Excel, CSV, SAS and different forms. I need to search in for my data file, which is here, behavioral intention Excel sheet. I click on that, that is placed on my desktop, and click on open. Once I click on open, I have these 5 tabs to be checked. Has been directly imported into SPSS quite conveniently. I have my case ID, my 10 socio-demographic variables, my observed variables FQ1 to FQ4, CA1 to CA4, SQ1 to SQ4, VM1 to VM4, BI1 to BI4. So what I need to do in over here, you see automatically the decimal places have been taken to be 0, because my data view shows me that all of these indicators, observed items, are on Likert 5-point scale, and there is no scope of decimals in the responses. The responses are coded as 1 to 5 only, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why no decimal place is there. You see in all responses. Now, one thing which I need to check in over here is that the nature of the measurement of the data. So measurement nature, as you can see, socio-demographic variables, frequency of visit to monthly income, let them be nominal. But FQ1, these I had already told you that we need to convert it to scale, because we want to measure it through scale. Now what to do? We will just copy this thing and copy it like this and drag it down to BI4, and then I'll just paste it. So all of them have become scale. No need to go again and again to each of the rows and change the nature of the measurement. Now, one more thing which I need to do over here, as they are Likert responses, I need to put in their values. So how to put the value? Value label means what does 1 stand for? So 1 stands for strongly disagree. This is the way I input it, and then press add. 2 stands for disagree. So this is the way I'll put it, add. 3 stands for neutral. Again press add. 4 stands for agree. I press add. 5 stands for strongly agree. So this is the way I've entered the value labels and press OK. So once I've done this, this is entered for FQ1. I need it the same way for all of my variables. I just need to copy it and similarly drag it just like we dragged it for the measures and paste it. No need to do it again and again. So now we have put in the value labels and our data is set and ready to be analyzed. We will first start with checking out the missing values, checking out the normality, the outliers of the data, and we will do that in the next upcoming video.